Did I get scooted over? Got it.
City Attorney Enos, is there any reportable action from the closed session? Thank you. All right, we're going to call back to order then. Good evening. I would like to call our regular city council meeting back to order at 7:02. We're going to start with the invocation. Actually, we're going to go back. Do we need to do attendance again? Cole? I didn't think so. Okay, great. Invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. At this time, I would like to ask Bishop Daly from the Laguna Niguel Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to come forward for the invocation, and then we'll have Boy Scout Troop 773 come forward to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise.
Our dear, kind, and gracious Heavenly Father, we are indeed grateful this evening to be assembled here as a city council and members of the community. We are grateful for our citizenship in this great country, in this great state, and in this great city. We're grateful for the service of our mayor and city council members, and we're grateful for the freedoms that we enjoy as citizens. We ask thy spirit to be upon us throughout this meeting, that our discourse may be civil as we discuss the items that are on the agenda, and that we may be of one heart and mind as we seek to resolve issues that come up. We ask a blessing upon us, that we may seek to serve others, that we may love our neighbors, and seek to understand their point of view. We ask a blessing of health and well-being upon our elected officials, and that they may govern with fairness and understanding. And these things we pray for humbly in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. Boy Scout Troop 773, Color Guard, advance. Please place your hand over your heart. Those in uniform, veterans salute. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our national flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Audience, you may be seated.
Great, we're going to have you stay up there and we're going to come on down. I promise I will not sing. Our marks aren't working today. Well, excellent job. If we can have the parents of our scouts stand up, we want to start off by saying thank you. Any parents here? All right, great. And we got our troop leaders, great. Do something a little bit different. We're going to have you say your name and what school you go to, and we all have winter break coming up, right? Tell me what you plan on doing. So your name and your school.
My name is Rafael Garcia. I go to Niguel Hills Middle School, and I'm going to Utah and snowboard.
My name is Elliot Potter, and I go to Niguel Hills Middle School, and I don't know.
My name is Matthew Myers. I go to Lisa Villa Middle School. I don't know.
Hi, my name is Brian Dominguez. I go to Niguel Hills Middle School, and I don't know either.
My name is Arian Minapore. I go to Niguel Hills Middle School and probably going to go to Mammoth.
My name is Tojo Pilpil. I go to Niguel Hills Middle School, and I'm planning on just staying home with my family.
Madam Mayor, members of the council, thank you very much for asking us to come into your color guard tonight. These boys are from Boy Scout troop. Excuse me. See, I caught myself again. We have a new name. It's Scouts BSA because there's now girls in Scouts. So this is Scouts BSA Troop 773. And we've been in the city since 1973. And we at one time were so large, two of the other troops in the city branched off and now represent several of the other. So we were one of the first troops in Laguna Niguel, city of Laguna Niguel, and we're very, very happy to be here. Thank you very much.
My name is Frank Potter, and I am an assistant scoutmaster.
I'm Chris Myers. I'm assistant scoutmaster.
Let's give it up for everybody. Thank you so much. Okay, we're going to take a couple pictures. If any of the family wants to take pictures, please do.
Dismiss.
Color guard dismissed. Right there. Good job. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, we don't have any presentations, so we're going to head on up. Okay. All right, we're going to move to public communications. Any person wishing to address the City Council will need to complete and present a gold-colored request to speak form from the City Clerk. These forms are available on the counter that is located near the door of the council chambers. Please be aware that the time will be limited to 3 minutes for each person to speak. To allow equal time for speakers, minutes may not be given to another speaker. You may have another person read your written statement. City Clerk Gomez, are there any other requests for speak forms?
No, Mayor.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'll call your name, and when you do come up, if you can just state your name and your address, that'd be great. Let's start with Pam Lawrence. Great to see you.
Good evening, Mayor Davies, members of the City Council. Relaying for Life is back one more time, the last time this year, I promise, to thank you. I know we've thanked you informally in the past, but to thank you again a little bit more formally. There's somebody from the American Cancer Society here tonight with a small gift for you just to show our appreciation. Before Mary comes up, though, I would like to just share a quick story with you. People often ask, why do you relay? They ask those of us who participated for years. And for us, for the city group, it started about 7 or 8 years ago when one of our fellow employees was diagnosed with breast cancer. I'm happy to report she's doing really well, by the way. But we formed the City Family Fights Back team then. We rallied around her, and we started participating in this event. And since then, we have continued to fundraise for the American Cancer Society. In addition to that, for me, why do I relay? And I'm going to tell this story because it's a story that's unfortunately shared by everybody. I have lost an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, my former mother-in-law, a very close friend, a couple of dogs. I mean, the list goes on. In addition to that, I've got several close friends who are survivors. And I tell you that story again, not because it's any different, unfortunately, than the story that many of you have in this room, that many people in the community have, and that people around the world have. And there are way worse stories than that. So that's why we relay. That's why we continue to fundraise to support the American Cancer Society so that the American Cancer Society can continue to do education, continue to provide services, and continue to do research so that one day there will be a cure for cancer and then maybe we won't relay anymore. So thank you once again so much, and happy holidays.
All right, Mary Grant. Mary, if you can just state your name and your address. Thank you.
My name is Mary Grant, and my address is 1328 Altura in San Clemente. However, as a child, I was a resident of Laguna Niguel, so I have a special connection here. I am with the American Cancer Society here representing not only Relay for Life, but the American Cancer Society organization out of Irvine, California. And we are here tonight to present you with a plaque with our greatest appreciation for your continued support and dedication in the fight against cancer. Without your support each and every year, this event would not happen, and we truly want you to know that we appreciate everything you do for us in helping us fight back. So thank you so much, and happy holidays.
Do you mind if we get a picture? I mean, that's really an honor. If council doesn't mind going down, and Pam and everyone else that's with the Cancer Society and does relay, please come up. And here's a box. Oh, wonderful. Appreciate it. I got it. Thank you. All right, Madam Clerk, do you have any more request forms? All right, we're going to go ahead and public communications is now closed. We're going to move to the consent calendar. We will now move on to the consent calendar, items 1 through 17. Yeah, we do. We have one item, that is item 7, so we'll call you on that. We do have a comment for item 7. So are there any items that need to be pulled or comments for discussion from the council? All right, all in favor? Any abstain?
Can you repeat the, oh, my mic's working now. Can you repeat the motion? Yay.
It's a miracle.
Miracle.
Hallelujah. Then I will again make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
And what were the ones that were pulled?
We have item 12 and 16.
12 and 16, thank you.
And again, we do have a public comment on item 7.
Who was the second?
Fred?
Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem.
Mayor Pro Tem. All right, and all in favor, we'll do that again, just so it's on there.
Aye.
Okay, any
Aye.
abstain? Any oppose? Motion moved. All right, let's go ahead with item 7 if we can, and then we'll move to 12 and 16 since we do have a public comment on that. Oh, got it. Here, you want to take this too? Thanks. Great, thank you very much. So I'm going to, I bet you it says Lala? Layla, hi there. And if you can give your full name and your address?
My name is Layla Naji, and my address is 23972 Forest Avenue, Laguna Niguel. Hello, Mayor Davies and City Council members. My name is Layla Naji, and I am Niguel Hills Middle School's ASB president. The students of Niguel Hills Middle School are requesting to change the name of the street that brings people to our school. It is currently Paseo de Escuela, but we thought it'd be great if we represented our school. We believe this will also celebrate the City of Laguna Niguel's 30th anniversary and hopefully highlight the partnership between our city and school. Niguel Hills ASB made a list of all the names their creative minds could think of and decided to send out a survey to the students of our school. We wanted to include the whole school in this amazing opportunity to possibly rename our street. And the name our students said they wanted the most was Shark Bay. Please let me know if you have any questions concerning the choice by the students for the street name of Shark Bay. We hope you will agree to our request. Thank you for your consideration in this matter.
Thank you very much, and it's great to see this change. I think it sounds like everyone's pretty excited. Yeah.
We got some ASB members here to represent us.
All right, good job. Thank you very much, Council. Any comments?
Oh, I do.
I figured you would. All right.
Yeah, this is,
Jennings.
thank you so much, Mayor. I was so excited to see this on the agenda. Thank you so much for the letter. That was really neat. It was great. It sounds, Shark Bay just sounds ominous. Isn't that fun? I was really proud of the choice that you guys made, and I know that's good leadership, and ASB did a fantastic job. So
Thank you.
I want to tell you how fun I thought it was, and I drive that street all the time, and I'm going to go past, at least see how this goes, but I'm going to vote for Shark Bay, I can tell you that. And so I can't wait to see the sign and look forward to it. Yeah, you bet.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Mayor Davies?
Yes, please.
Yes, I'd like to make a
Councilmember
comment also. I really commend the students. I mean, you've done a great job proactively engaging with your local government, and you're doing that at a very young age. So I'm just so happy to see the development of our future citizens. So thank you so much for working on this in a process that incorporated input from all of your schoolmates. And I do have to say with pride that 15 years ago, my son did the same thing at the high school. So I really encourage you to continue working towards engaging with government. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Jennings, do you want to make a motion?
Absolutely. I moved item 7.
And I
Second.
second the motion.
A second
I'll
with
second.
Councilmember Jennaway. All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstain? Any object? Congratulations.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Good job. I wish everything was that easy.
I just want to ask, can we have some celebration or something when that goes up? Can we come out to the school and do something?
I think that would be great. And we might have to retire that sign, though. You can retire that into the school and have that in there. That's great. Well, great job, everyone. All right, we're going to go to item 12. Councilmember Raines?
I pulled this item because in January when I first came on the council, one of the first things I'd asked our previous city manager, Ridge, to look into was the possibility of our city using goats for grazing. And I was excited to see that we had adopted it in a pilot program. And so it's actually here for our approval today. There's going to be 4 areas where we're going to be using goats grazing for wildfire management and weed abatement, and that's going to be the Crown Valley Park Kite Hill, the La Hermosa Park, the La Vida Row, and the Reef View Node Park. So I'm excited to see that. I think it'll be a fun thing for our young people who don't get to see a rural area, see something fun, and at the same time save on our environment, but do something to protect our city from the wildfires. So I appreciate that, and with that, I'll just move the item and thank our staff.
Okay, I'd like to.
Councilmember Genoway.
Yeah, I'd just like to make a comment. I was so glad to see this come forward, and I know years ago at my children's school, they had the goats trimming the grass, and it's a learning experience for the kids to see that, and as part of how do we take care of our environment. I also discussed this with staff and confirmed that the residents will be notified in advance so that if you have any pets at home and they're going to be excited about maybe having goats in the area, you'll know ahead of time that the goats will be present in your neighborhood. But thank you for bringing this forward. I think it's a great idea. And with that, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Seeing no opposition, we'll move it. And Councilmember Rains, item 16.
And item 16, the reason I pulled this is I wanted to thank our Public Works Director for always doing a good job at finding the best deals for us. This contract was originally budgeted for $600,000, and I am real appreciative that you did a great job, and we're going to be saving quite a bit of money, so that money will be able to get allocated back to our general fund for other items that our city needs. So with that, I'll move the item. Thank you.
I'll second it. Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Item moves. All right, moving to City Council, item number 1. Our next item is City Council number 1, and that is opposing the Modified Regional Housing Needs Assessment Allocation Methodology approved by the Southern California Association of Government Regional Council and requesting California Department of Housing and Community Development intervention. Community Development Director Orduña, please provide a staff report.
Good evening, Mayor. Very briefly, the RENA process, which has been ongoing for the past several years, has reached another milestone. As of November 7th, 2019, the Regional Council voted to adopt a methodology for distributing the assigned dwelling units for the SCAG region, which includes the counties of Orange, Los Angeles, Imperial, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Ventura. And according to the multi-year process, which SCAG staff undertook, the City of Laguna Niguel was looking at an allocation of 181 dwelling units. However, based on a substitute motion at the last moment by the mayor of Riverside, the methodology was changed, and that modified methodology will result in an allocation of over 1,000 dwelling units for the City of Laguna Niguel. So this is a significant shift that has occurred. It occurred on the fly with little to no public engagement. Certainly did not involve the vetting of the original methodology. And therefore, staff has brought forward a draft resolution to oppose the methodology and recommend that HCD, the California Department of Housing and Community Development, intervene and direct SCAG staff, SCAG as a whole, to revisit the process and to better engage the public in reaching a conclusion. So with that, included as attachment A to your report is the draft resolution. And if you have any questions, I'm available to answer.
Council comments? Go ahead, Councilmember Jennings.
Great, thank you. I wanted to start by thanking Mayor Pro Tem Menegar for being our representative in this process. That's not an easy job. You have to scream loudly into a vortex that doesn't really want to hear that voice. We very often find ourselves on the back end of those types of votes just because of sheer numbers in Southern California. So it's a very difficult process. I have been somewhat outspoken about RENA. I disagree with the analysis. I disagree with their calculations. And I fundamentally disagree with their ability to do this to our city. I don't think most of our residents understand it. I was faced with questions today online about this very thing. And it's clear to me that the residents don't understand this process, but it is not something that we want. It's something that we advocate against. Having said that, it's something that we're very good at. We are the strange unicorn in California cities. We have an A grade where most cities fail. Many, many cities fail this, and in the last RENA cycle, which is every 8 years, we did the right thing. And we can't say that for our neighboring cities, but we did it. And the only thing that we get for that is the potential for 1,100 more housing units in the coming 8 years. Nothing that's been built so far, zero that's been built And you can talk about the Gateway or any other project around town. None of that counts for this new calculation. So we have to find a way to not only identify sites for, but proactively zone and make sure that something happens on those sites in the next 8 years for close to 1,100 new units. And I think our council has routinely been unified on this front, so I'm not expecting anything else. I strongly support this letter. I strongly support that we advocate against this policy, and I say that, and at the same time understand that housing is a critical component of what we need here. I'm very pro-housing because we have to have housing for our people, but we as a city need to be deciding what those numbers are, and we don't have that option here. And so our friends in Sacramento think they know well, and so they have passed this on to not only our city and other cities, but they want to build something. They allocated over 1.3 million new units for Southern California, which is essentially saying they want to build an entire another Los Angeles in South County. And that's not only absurd, it's unworkable, and the punishment that comes along with doing that, I think, is bad. So with respect to the calculation, absolutely, let's fight back. Absolutely, let's write the letter. Absolutely, let's let our voice be heard, and let's tell our neighboring cities to do the same. So in that, I do support the item.
Mayor Pro Tem Miniger.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm very pleased with this resolution because it does reflect our position as a city, that all of us are united and unified in opposition of what has happened. Unfortunately, we did our job. I did my job as a representative for the city of Laguna Niguel, along with 5 other neighboring cities, that I voted against this substitute motion by the mayor of the city of Riverside, and then being seconded by the mayor of Los Angeles, Mayor Garcetti. So having said that, our city, we've done all we could. Now we have to wait and see what happens in Sacramento with HCD, what kind of decision they are going to be making, if they're potentially they are going to be modifying any of these numbers. So we have to wait and see. But at this juncture, this is the best that we have done. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Raines.
I echo my colleagues on the resolution and us opposing the RENA count. Unfortunately, our local control is slowly being taken away from us, and we fight at this on a regular basis, and housing is a critical component. We want to have housing for people. However, we want to be able to do it sensitive and based on our plan for our city and the way our residents live and use our community. Our infrastructure may not always be able to handle the housing that they're pushing down on us, and so this is a burden on us as a local city too, so we have to look at that. So I'm glad to see that we're taking this stand and that we're pushing back. With that being said, if nothing is resolved and we are faced with this, we hope that our community will come to support us and reach up to Sacramento and start, pushing back to them so that they know that you're not happy with what they're doing, because they're taking away our control to be able to serve you in the manner that we want to be able to serve you. So that's all I have to say.
Councilmember Genoway.
Hey, thank you, Mayor Davies. When there was the public hearing for this, Mayor Pro Tem Miniger spoke to it. Mayor Davies was there and addressed the council at the public hearing, and so did I. And we brought up a number of different concerns, as did many other people through South County. And the way this change was made at the last minute, I think, is very short-sighted, and it's a tremendously gross disservice to all of our residents here in South County. And the way that change was made, I think, lacks some transparency too, but this is the process that is taking place, and it's assigning us a number of housing units. We keep talking about local control. What does that mean? And why is it so important that it's being taken away? Well, it is important because it's local control. It is here, the city council, that determines what is the level of police services in our city. How many parks do we have? How are we going to provide for the residents here? And then if all of a sudden we have so many more housing units in the city, how are we going to provide services to those residents? And as city councils throughout the state, we determine that, and we are able to handle that and accommodate and meet the needs of our residents. So it's very short-sighted when they're just looking at a housing number, and not everything that goes into making those housing units homes and having the people in those homes being part of the community and the community being able to serve them. So I strongly support this, and I advocate that we continue to work on this and seek any other avenues that we have the opportunity to do so along the way, because it is in our residents' best interests that we do so, and that we do push back on these RENA numbers. These RENA numbers are assigned to us without our input. In fact, I felt like the input that we gave wasn't even listened to. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, and I just want to follow up on that. And again, I want to thank staff for putting this together. Again, it's very important. These numbers came out, and obviously it was quite a shock, especially when you look at things that aren't economically feasible. I mean, when I was talking to Senator Weiner, and this was something in regards to housing, one of the first questions is, where's the money going to come for infrastructure? You have to have roads to get to these places. And he said, well, we'll look at that later on. Where's the money going to come to have additional schools, to have additional police services? That isn't a concern. And what is good in San Francisco isn't always good down here. And so one size doesn't fit all. So it's very important that we do something like this. Again, we understand that housing is important, but it has to fit each city. There's a reason why we're a master plan city. And we don't want to be looking like other cities. And so I'm very grateful that this is out here, and I know that I speak on behalf of our council. I definitely am supporting this resolution, and I will let you know that with the ACCLC, which is a California Association of Cities, we are going to be doing education and be doing workshops for the residents so they have a better understanding really what RENA is. What's expected of our cities, and if we don't comply, what the consequences will be. So we will be bringing that in the next year so that you have a good idea, and hopefully you can start supporting us as well with that. With that, Mayor Pro Tem, do you want to make a motion? Do we have to go ahead and read the whole thing out?
It would be appropriate to just read the title of the resolution.
Okay, gotcha. All right, here we go, and I'll hit you up on Mayor Pro Tem. Can I have a motion to approve staff recommendation to adopt resolution number 2019-1309, opposing the modified regional housing needs assessment RENA allocation methodology approved by the Southern California Regional Council and requesting California Department of Housing and Community Development intervention?
With pleasure, I make the motion.
Can I have a Second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Excuse me, who was the second?
Councilmember Genoway.
Who died first?
Jennings.
I think we all second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all did.
No.
Yeah, you can put us all down.
Jennings? Okay,
Not for
thank
her.
you.
That's great. All right, thank you. All right, our next item is appointment of council liaisons to city and regional commissions, committees, and boards. Do I have any, I mean, we've all looked at this. Do I have any questions or comments on that?
I'd move the item.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item moved. Very good. All right, at this time, then, we're going to go ahead and, I went fast today, huh? All right, we're going to move on to business council reports. Let's start with Councilmember Genoway.
Looking again. Okay. Well, I'll make this short. But a big thank you to Parks and Recreation Department and all city staff that worked with them. We've had so many fabulous holiday activities for our residents to really enjoy. The Christmas tree lighting, the parade, and I know it takes lots of volunteers to put those on. So Director Giglio, thank you, and thank your staff. And thank you to all the city staff that supported you in those efforts. Police services, and we know a lot of other departments came in and helped, but we really, all the residents really appreciate that. And it's these events, they tell us this is the most wonderful city. People love living here because we do things like that for our residents. And we do it because of local control. So, on November 20th, the Orange County Business Council had their annual awards, turning red tape to red carpet. And several of us were there. City Manager Letourneau, Deputy City Manager Martin, Mayor Davies, Mayor Pro Tem, no, former Mayor Jennings. I'm still getting the titles right, and Mayor Pro Tem Minigar were there. And the city received the award based on our 2018 work on the concierge services in the planning department. And that was, we really streamlined the process of for both our residents and our businesses when they came into the planning department, reduced the number of pages on the application, and just changed that whole process. And so thank you to all of staff for implementing. So we created the program and we implemented in 2018, and we've had tremendous success with it. So thank you for continuing with that. Last week, we had a city center task force meeting, so just want you to know that input is being considered, and we are moving along in a positive way on that, and it's something we can all be very excited about. Since our last council meeting, we've had a couple of commission and committee and military support committee interviews. So we have some wonderful residents who want to volunteer their time, their talent, their interest, their professional skills, and all of that makes Laguna Niguel the remarkable city that it is. So all of those applicants, whether or not you were selected, thank you. Your city really appreciates your stepping forward and wanting to be part of the process. And we've had some holiday activities. We have one more coming up, I believe, on December 22nd, the menorah lighting, and that's always a lot of fun, so please come to that. And I wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, and many blessings during the coming new year. Thank you.
Councilmember Rains? Sorry.
Thank you. It's been a busy month, I know, and we haven't been together for a few weeks. So I attended the California Apartment Association Holiday Breakfast, and we had a great presentation from Beacon Economics. It was incredible to see how our country's faring, as well as our state of California. Even though we hear all the negative things, we are doing fairly well, and it was nice to have that uplifting message. So that was real interesting. And then I also, I belong to an organization called CLEO, and I attended a event called Stronger Communities. And it was basically all about how we build stronger communities. And it's interesting that our RENA numbers have come up, but it talked about housing and how we create housing and how we work together. And the most interesting thing that was stated there was that engineers, when they're doing planning for infrastructure, their idea of conservative is overbuilding for the growth. And I thought that was a really fun way to get us to understand that engineers are always thinking ahead, and yet sometimes our process goes faster than even how far ahead they could think because of the growth. So it really put some things into perspective so we could have some appreciation for those that are working really hard to build our infrastructure for the future, and yet knowing that sometimes they can't even project into the future how much we need. The other thing I just wanted to remind everybody, it's the holiday season. You're going to have a lot of people off, the kids will be out of school. There's a lot of young adults and young children who are on the autism spectrum, and they might be a little bit out of sorts or whatever with all the activities. So please be patient and remember that they're part of our community too, and they need our love and our support. So I want to wish everyone a very happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year.
Councilmember Jennings.
Great, thank you, Mayor. I echo the sentiments about the parade. What a fantastic day that was. It's always great, and it was very well attended. The weather was perfect. It was just one of those special days. It's always my favorite day of the year. Our tree lighting was wonderful. I think we had over 800 people I saw there. And the menorah lighting is always great. If you haven't been to the menorah lighting, I highly recommend you do that. They have some type of donut, which is awesome, that you can have all you want of. It's really good. Anybody that knows me knows I'm down with something like that, so I'll be there with smiles on Sunday, and I look forward to seeing you all there. I want to say congratulations to our holiday light winners as well. The city sponsors a contest to see who can decorate it. We're hoping to do it tonight. We'll see how it goes. Go do a tour and look at all the lights, and we had some pretty special ones. Ones I've seen so far have been great, so congratulations to all of them. And there's only a few shopping days left in this season, but as always, I encourage you to shop Laguna Niguel. One of the ventures that we've had this year has just been fantastic to reach out to all these small businesses around town and get to meet the proprietors, and these people are truly invested in our city. and they're doing some wonderful things, and they deserve your business. They've got some neat stuff in their shops and would make some great gifts. So shop Laguna Niguel, and if you have questions about how to turn receipts into the Chamber of Commerce, they'd be happy to talk to you about that, because they have a contest going on, and then you can, I think, what is it, $250, $500, and $1,000 prizes for that. So that's pretty good. I don't think that we can apply, though, can we? So, oh, well, bummer. But anyway, I encourage you to do it. So thank you very much, and hope everyone has an inordinately Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and a great New Year. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Miniger.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Having attended quite a few meetings, I just wanted to boil it down to only one meeting that was very critical, that I wanted to share that with you. I attended the SCAG's Economic Summit, which they invite the best experts in economics from all over the U.S. to talk about the direction of the economy. Well, the good news that I have for all of you is that all the economic indices are positive at this juncture for the next 2 years. So all the experts agreed upon this, that for the next 2 years, we are not going to have any kind of even mild recession. So that's the good part. Orange County happens to have the lowest unemployment rate in the state of California. There are 48 counties in the state of California, and Orange County has the lowest. On the top of that, Orange County is also the lowest in the U.S. So that means we have a very robust economy, and everybody's going to be prospering in Orange County. And then with regard to the future jobs in demand, number one is going to be IT and cybersecurity, and the number two is going to be healthcare. The state of California is going to need 75,000 new medical professions or professionals to come in and basically support the system that we have. So with that, I conclude my report.
Thank you. I'm going to be pretty brief, but I want to thank Parks and Rec again. Incredible job. I mean, I was looking at that weather, and every year I'm like, we get lucky, it pulls through. So again, great job with police services as well. And it's a pleasure to be up here and serving as your mayor. So I thank the council, and we're going to continue those videos that our former mayor did. So you're going to see a lot of us around town, and if you have a business and you'd like us to highlight it, please let us know. And with that, then I'm going to move on over to Deputy City Manager Martin.
Good evening, Madam Mayor. Thank you. I just wanted to remind the council and the public of the upcoming holiday closure here at City Hall, which begins on Monday the 23rd and goes through Wednesday the 1st of January, with business coming back on January 2nd. There will also be a modified schedule at several city facilities, and that schedule will be available on the city's website as well as on social media.
Okay, great. Attorney Ennis.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have no report this evening.
Okay. Sergeant.
I'd like to say happy holidays to everybody in the council and all the staff. I'd also like to tell everybody in the city happy holidays and celebrate responsibly. Take a little time to get to your destination, drive slow, don't drink and drive, and arrive alive and keep your family safe. And thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, Community Developer Orduña.
No comments this evening. Thank you.
Okay, City Clerk Gomez.
I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm looking forward to seeing what 2020 has for us. Thank
Director
you.
Giglio.
Thank you, Mayor. The holiday parade, if you missed it, it's going to be available on the City of Laguna Niguel website, the Laguna Niguel YouTube channel, AT&T channel 99, and Cox channel 853 starting tomorrow. And also the maps for the Holiday Lights Decorating Contest are available here at City Hall or on the city website. And we not only list the winners, but we list all the participants, so you have a whole evening full of excitement ahead of you. So thank you very much. Happy holidays to all of you.
Dr. Scott.
Nothing additional tonight. Thank you.
Okay, and of course, finishing up with City Manager Letourneau.
Thank you so much. I just want to thank all the staff for all their hard work in 2019. It's been a great year. We have a lot of success and a lot of things to be proud of and excited about, and I'm looking forward to an exciting 2020. With our new strategic plan, we're ready to hit the ground running. We're going to get a little rest next week, and we'll come back raring to go. But I also want to thank the Parks and Recreation Department for outstanding holiday activities. Phenomenal job. So, and happy holidays to everybody.
Thank you. And I do have to tell you, we did go and check out all the lights, and the way that you have the map set up is great. It just went from one to the other, and there's a lot of new participants and a lot of new winners this year. So definitely highly recommended. And again, on behalf of the City Council, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and blessed holiday. With that, we're adjourned at 7:44.